Welcome to my recipe book with me, Tarika. You know, if you've never made a risotto just because of how time consuming it is and because you probably have to constantly keep stirring it, you're going to love my version for a baked risotto. It's a bit of a cheats recipe, but I'm making my favorite flavor combination, which is a mushroom and leek version. So I'm going to start with greasing the pan in which I'm going to bake this risotto. And you should grease it only with butter. Don't try greasing it with oil. Oil isn't really ideal for this. Butter is important. Just make sure you've greased it properly and just covered the pan from the inside completely with this butter. And that's it. So we're done with the greasing and we can now move on to the recipe. Just set it aside. And now we're going to start cooking. I'm going to get about a tablespoon of olive oil in this pan. So it's the sort of recipe that we start in the pan, but we'll finish off in the oven, and that's what makes it slightly stress-free. I'm going to add about 1 garlic only that's been finely minced up. The garlic's pretty fragrant already, and I'm just going to add leeks. This is the equivalent of about 1/3 of a cup. The leeks have been cut into half moons. I'm just going to saute it. I just want these leeks to soften slightly, and in the meantime, I'm just going to cut up some mushrooms. This is about 150 grams of mushrooms. It'll seem like a lot now when I'm cutting it, but trust me, when I cook it up, it won't seem like a lot. It would have shrunk considerably. So the leeks are cooking really well. They just need to get slightly softer, and then I'll add the mushrooms. So now the leeks are getting soft just the way I want them. So I'm just going to keep adding the mushrooms as I chop them up. These mushrooms, I want them to release their water and cook down a bit. So the mushrooms have cooked down considerably. I'm just going to add the rest of the seasonings now. Mushrooms and thyme are just such a great combination. You can't really go wrong with it. So I'm using a teaspoon of dried thyme. Guys, I only ever need a reason to add some chili flakes. Now to this, very quickly, I'm just going to add the arborio rice, which is the traditional rice for risotto. This is 3/4 of a cup. And I'm just coating it in all the flavors of the pan. It's not going to cook in the pan. Remember, I promised you this is a baked risotto. So this is going to go into the oven. I just wanted to get some of the flavors from here. Time to season a little bit more. With some pepper. Just mix that together. And I'm going to add just the tiniest possible pinch of sea salt. You can use regular salt as well, because there's going to be plenty of salt in the stock that we use and the parmesan. So that's nice and toasted. That's what I've done. I've just toasted the rice and coated it in all of these flavors. Just turn that off and take it off the heat. Okay, so once this rice has cooled slightly, just put it in this pan that's all greased and prepared. You know, I haven't used any wine in this recipe. You can, of course, use wine if that's what you like, and if you like your risotto like that. The best time to do it would be when the rice was in the pan. Add about half a cup of white wine and then let it reduce and get absorbed by the rice completely before you toss the rice here. And then, of course, you'll have to adjust it against the quantity of the stock. Instead of the 3 cups that I'm using, you'd have to use about 2.5 cups. But I'm not going with any wine here, but I don't think you'll mind that difference. To this rice, I'm adding 30 grams of parmesan cheese that I've just grated up. Don't worry, there will be more later. And just stir this together. And that's it. My oven is preheating to 180 degrees Celsius. I'm just going to add 3 cups of vegetable stock here. You can use chicken stock as well, but I'm just keeping this recipe fully vegetarian. Now I'm just going to pop this in the oven, uncovered, at 180 degrees Celsius, and this could take anywhere from about 45 to 60 minutes. It depends on the brand of arborio rice that you've got. Every brand will be slightly different. I'm ready to put this in the oven now. So after about 20 to 25 minutes of baking, pull the pan out of the oven and give it a good stir and then pop it back in the oven to finish baking. So it's taken about 50 minutes for my risotto to get cooked, and there's just a little bit of the stock water left, but you know how risotto rice is, it will keep absorbing that water even while it's here in the pan. I'm just going to plate this one up. I'll give it a stir. You see how beautiful that is? You know, if that little leftover stock is bothering you, you can just pop this in the pan and cook off that extra stock. But take it from me, I've made this so many times. This teeny little bit of stock water will get absorbed as you're serving this. You should eat this as soon as it's ready. I'm gonna serve this up. Just a little sprinkling of pepper. Tiny garnish of thyme. A super impressive meal of risotto made without even constantly stirring it, so easily in the oven. Guys, you've got to try this for dinner.